got it.
The next one I'll talk about, Sing Sing, again, another one that I addressed last week on the podcast. This is just an extraordinary piece of work. It's based on the rehabilitation through the arts program at Sing Sing Maximum Security Prison, which I don't think a lot of people even know. Sing Sing is a real, actual place. If you're not in America, you may not know that, but that is a real, actual place. And it basically follows a group of inmates who go through this arts program about theatrical stage shows that they prepare and they prep and rehearse and ultimately present to the other inmates. And this film has a lot of traction around it because of Coleman Domingo, who is on an incredible run right now, obviously coming off of an Academy Award nomination from last year with Rustin. He's basically the lead of this movie, and he's been talking about it for quite a while because he was able to help implement a system in which everybody involved in the movie is able to get paid the exact same amount. Nobody is making more than the next person, not even him, not even the producers or the filmmakers. He implemented basically a new system for people to get paid and to have equity in the movie, which is something that I didn't get a chance to know, but I definitely want to point that out because we don't see this happening a lot, to where the gaffer or, you know, somebody who's in sound or whatever department, they are having an equitable amount of stake in this movie. But that aside, this is just one of the best films of the year. It's such a raw, personal look at what the experience can be like for inmates who are going through this particular evolution with not only themselves but also with this idea of becoming vulnerable, because they have to perform art, and to perform art and to be a part of this program, you have to reach into deeper places within you that you probably didn't know existed. And we know historically maximum security prisons are places to where you cannot be vulnerable. You have to protect yourself. There's violence. There's all sorts of stuff that can happen. And your life is ultimately on the line every single day. And the fact that these people find this outlet to really dive into, it gives an extraordinary look into just the realness behind that, the emotions that come with that, the responsibility of it, but then also just the challenges of allowing yourself to be that vulnerable with a group of men and a group of people within this particular program. This is probably Coleman Domingo's best acting role by far, and that's saying a lot. The guy is he turns in performances. That's what he knows how to do. But this might be him at his best. Paul Raci is in this movie. He's really extraordinary. He was in Sound of Metal a couple of years ago. I love seeing him now. And as I pointed out last week, Clarence Divine Eye Macklin, who is an actual real life alumni of the Sing Sing Maximum Security Prison through the Arts program, is in this movie. He's the co-lead, the co-star. Extraordinary discovery here. He is phenomenal. He's probably the best aspect to this movie. What he does here is just beautiful. It's very sensitive. It's very real and just authentic. And I think the last thing that I'll just quickly point out is, you know, him being a real alumni, but also like incorporating so many alumni from this program into the movie. Like, most of the people involved in this production in front of the camera are not like traditional actors in the sense that they are in the Hollywood system and that they were cast to be in this movie. A lot of these people came from this program and they were inmates and they actually went through this. And so they know it better than anybody. And that just makes it feel almost like you're watching a documentary at times because of just how authentic it is. And so I think that this is, you know, quite possibly already the best film of the year. And I believe I said it last week. Tons of Oscar nominations are coming for this, for Coleman Domingo, possibly for Clarence Divine Eye Macklin, and I think even maybe Best Picture. And
I love to hear that.
I might be going out on a ledge here. It's obviously still a lot to come in the next few months. This may win Best Picture at the Academy Awards. I think it has a real legitimate shot. I don't see anything else necessarily that can challenge it at this point yet. There could be some things that we'll quickly touch on, but I think this has a great shot. Anything you want to say about this, or even do you have potential other early, very early Best Picture potential contenders that we might get at the Oscars next year?
Man, no, not right now. Anyways, again, we know how it goes. It just hit September. We're doing our fall preview. So movies are about to start coming out. We're gonna be like, damn, that was good. Damn, that was good. That's because that's how it works. But from just the word of mouth, from things I've heard, this is really the only movie that, to be honest, has felt like it has that much gravity, if that makes sense, to feel like an Oscar contender. I know, of course, there's other films out there that, you know, people are talking about, but this, again, to be honest, it feels like, again, from the energy, one of the only ones that are like, yeah, I can see that, or I could definitely see that happening. So no, I can't argue that at all.
Yeah, this is definitely my early pick to be a winner. In terms of nominees, I think Dune Part 2 will get nominated for Best Picture. I
Mm-hmm.
think Inside Out 2 will get nominated for Best Picture. Historically,
Yeah.
sequels don't always, but I think the Academy has become more.
Yeah.
They've become more open about having sequels be a part of that conversation, and I
Mm-hmm.
think both Dune Part 2 and Inside Out 2, just because like those are just such massive movies, especially Inside Out 2 at this
Yeah.
point. I think it has a really good shot to be nominated.
And there was like a thing when Dune 1 came out that a lot of people were like, oh, the reason it's not going to win this category is because we're waiting on Dune Part
Right. The
2.
conclusion of the
And now that Dune
story.
Part 2 was
Yeah.
here, yeah, now that Dune Part 2 has happened and it is as big as it was, it's definitely still on the table for something that could, end up happening or becoming or just part of that Best Picture nominee. So I agree.
Certainly can't wait to see the race when it shapes up in early 2025.